Tech, Microsoft is on pace for its second monthly loss of the year ahead of earnings after the bell. And my next guest says it's more than just an earnings report. She says it's the first real test of large language model monetization. Joining me now is Kim Forrest, Bokeh Capital Partners Chief Investment Officer. Kim, welcome. What do you expect?
Well, I expect Microsoft to answer one of my big questions is, will anybody or how many people will pay for access to large language models? And maybe we can figure out what problem they're actually solving using them. I don't think that second question will be answered, but that is something that drives every investment we make in technology is what problem does this technology solve? Because we just don't like throwing money at technology in general.
Sure, and it's actually interesting that Emily just mentioned how Meta breaks with some of the rest of big tech on this bill that was just passed. They also break with the rest of big tech on their large language model, Llama. It's open source. Mark Zuckerberg is insistent this is a better way to go, a la maybe the blockchain would be a good analogy. Microsoft is, of course, going the other way. OpenAI is making $1 billion off a year off of access to its LLM. But the question is for how long? And kind of once it becomes more commoditized, what's the way? And I guess that's when we focus on Copilot, the way that they monetize that.
Right. And I mean, I think it's interesting that they want businesses specifically to spend $30 more a month per seat that they're paying for. Now, I have no problem with Microsoft in general. It is the toolkit for the knowledge worker, right? How could we do our business without Excel, Word, and PowerPoint? We can't. But what does Microsoft have for us? And how is it going to make us $30 a month more productive? And I think that's the real question. And they have to come up very quickly with some probably industry packages that are pre-canned answers to that problem of how do I use this large language model to make my business more productive.
And on that front, broaden this out, Kim. I'd love to know how you're thinking investment-wise, what's working, what's not working. The sell-off, and I don't know if we want to call it AI, NVIDIA, whatever it is picking up steam. So NVIDIA's down $1 trillion in market cap, 15% or whatever from the highs. The triple Qs are down 8%. What does all of that tell you? How are you positioning?
Well, I mean, I'm going to go shopping here relatively soon because, you know, I saw it go up tremendously just on the power of a stock split. I mean, that was essentially what drove NVIDIA the month of June, which is ridiculous, right? I mean, nobody watching this channel that knows what a stock split is like all in on that one. So, I mean, I think this is coming back to a little more normal. But I also think a lot of people out there invested in momentum, which I don't really, that's not what we do. So, but the other thing is a lot of people invested in technology where large language models, I pose to you, what problem do they solve? And how much should people be willing to pay for that problem? Nobody can answer that question right now because we're so much in love with, ooh, watch me get this answer.
Well,
for some weird question.
I'm a bit of a fan of the Jeep, whatever, what do we call of LLMs? I've used them myself to be massively productive for kind of rote kinds of tasks that are like, write a letter of recommendation. Okay, I can give a prompt and kind of do that quite well. Okay, generate an outline. You know, Kim, there's always a book in the okay, write me an outline about, you know, those kinds of things that save me some time. They help with creativity. They're not that great. I mean, it still takes, but does it free up some time on the margin? I don't know if you kind of flip the question back to how you asked it, how that necessarily helps make a Microsoft and Apple, you know, if I upgrade to Siri with the new device, I guess that's all Apple really needs is maybe that's enough on the margin.
Well, we're talking now about consumers versus businesses. And I think businesses, when they invest a lot. You know, they're going to train people to use this, a call center. Let's take that. Probably a large language model, if tailored to whatever the questions that people are answering, could quickly get them to a place now that's some money that a business would spend to another business to get their people more productive. I don't really care about productivity for regular people because we are cheap. We will give away our information.
But what about helping me with my recipe planning or garden planning? Those are other cases that I've had at home, and I'm like, I don't know.
But how much are you paying for it?
Zero.
There you go. You made my argument. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I take your point, and it's maybe at the end of the day they find out a way to stick ads in it, and it goes back to that old-fashioned powerhouse. You like Alphabet quickly before we go?
I kind of do. I mean, I think they rule the world with respect to search. I don't really see them changing, even though OpenAI apparently is coming after them. They know what their customer base is, which is advertisers, and they serve that base well.